What up, YouTube? Asian Persuasion here, and I'm here with my boy Eric, who got first place with what deck, my friend?
Altergeist.
Oh God,
Once
yes.
again.
You're always helmeting up, even in the new format.
Yeah, it's really monkey flip. I can't do combo decks. Too much thinking. Like, yeah.
But the good old multi-faker
Guys.
review is always nice, huh?
If you got Harpy's Feather Duster and I don't have Judgment, GG's game 2.
Let's go to the next
Other than that, I can fuck some shit up.
Hey, I like it, bro. I like it. Let's go ahead and just jump into the new format, Altergeist profile. Let's go.
Now, we say new format. I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you right up front, everything here is the same as everything you ever see. Some people like to flip things around, ratios. I've seen some people play 3 of this.
The 2 tree, the
2 that,
1
yeah.
that.
Basically, same Altergeist shell as any successful Geist players use. So,
Fair.
all the same shit there.
Still like the Konkiri one, still like the 2 trees, never ever wanted the 3rd tree.
Because the Konkiri, like, I feel like it's underrated just because if you haven't used spoofing yet, you can use its attack twice, or its attack negation twice there. You can bounce it with Silk. Theoretically, you can negate 3 attacks with 1 Konkiri. It's not once per turn, so it's nice. People always forget that it's not once per turn.
That's true, I always forget that too.
So then I've got the 3 Kaijus. Today I swapped these out for the Gadarlas, but this is what I was playing when I won. I don't do the hand traps because the only ones I really did play were Ash, maybe Ghost Bell, but I always feel like whenever I'm playing Geist, I can hand trap them. I either pick the wrong spot because I'm a poor pilot, or I pick a poor spot and they can extend past it. I always feel like at the end of the board, I would rather start it out with a Kaiju than an Ash.
So get rid of one of the cards they built,
Yeah,
and then
if they
start breaking.
put some big bastard out on the board, then I can Kaiju it away, and then I can bounce my Kaiju back or something. That's really the main reason they are there.
Then you don't auto lose the Dragoons game 1.
Yeah,
that card.
if I draw into a Kaiju and they get a Dragoon, then I'm like, okay, I got one thing covered. Then the 3 Extrav, the 1 Duality. I had played with Prosperity for a long time. I think the last time I did a video, I was probably doing Prosperity. I wanted to switch it up and try it out with this, getting the +1 versus getting to pick everything.
Yeah.
And so far, I've had really good luck with it. I've always had at least 1 Hextia. I was telling everybody during the round, or during the second round when I won, I had used an Extravagance for 6 earlier in game 2. Later in game 2, I decided to Extravagance again for 6. I was left with 2 monsters in my extra deck, and I was playing against the Sky Striker. The 2 cards I drew were a Secret Village and an Imperial Order.
Jesus Christ.
The 2 cards I had left in the extra deck were a Hextia and an Access Code Talker.
Broken!
I was just like, I've got good luck with
Hextia
extra.
stayed loyal in there.
And then Duality. Really, this was a Mystic Mine, just because I had 1 extra card. I even tried. Kyle's gonna hate me, but I even tried to throw Haunted Rock in there again. It was not worth it.
So Haunted Rock's going back in the shell.
Haunted Rock is back in the fucking
the drawer.
Yeah, the what's it called? The archetype binder that I have. So yeah, I just got this as the 1 extra. And around today, I opened up both of these and was like, okay, they ash this, I can still get that. It's really, I just needed 1 extra card, and this is just another way to see evenly, or a Kaiju, or something.
Yeah, lets you play Yu-Gi-Oh! When you don't have it.
Exactly. So those are the spells. Then, I guess technically this is a hand trap.
Yes, sir.
But it's an honorary Geist card.
Imperfect is like an FTK versus a lot of decks.
Exactly. So those, and then the 3 strikes, 3 solemns, again, pretty standard.
The best no playing cards.
Yes. The best
Say
cards.
no to playing.
I found myself so much hating having Solemn Judgments in game 3 when I draw too many of them, because what happens is I use them and then they inevitably get 4,000 damage on board. But it's like I would rather just have them and shut it all down.
Yeah.
Then the rest of the traps, 3 Torrential, 2 Rivalry, and Imperial Order.
I kind of like this edition. How's this been working out?
I really liked it. I kept finding myself today in situations where I was going against mono-type decks. So when I do that, Rivalry basically just becomes a way to summon Multi-Faker.
Yeah, you just hold on to it.
Yeah, it's real dumb other than that. Very rarely it will lock you out of, like, you'll go into Celine, and then you'll realize you don't have any spellcasters going past that.
Yeah.
But again, poor pilot.
It happens sometimes.
It happens.
It just happens. You get excited when you see Access Code play, and then you're like, wait a second, oop, right, we don't let it.
Yeah, Torrential has usually been very hit or miss for me, but I find when it hits pretty hard.
Oh yeah, that was Strike and Multi-Figure, you're winning that game.
I took Torrential out for the longest time, but I just decided to try it, and it seems to be consistent enough.
It's the best going first and second card.
Yeah,
because it can break a board.
If you can get Strike with it, then it's breaks boards going second, which is nice.
By Omni Negate, strike that bitch,
Yeah.
and be like, alright, Torrential resolves.
The Geist extra deck, because I'm playing the Extrav, I decided to throw a second Prima Banshee in. I feel like people sleep on this card. I really love how much, like, I'm trying to think of the math on it. If at the end of my turn I have 3 or 2 Geist main deck monsters and a Hextia, people always say that this is useless, but it's so good for recovery because if I've got a Hextia and I've got 2 extra Geist or a main deck Geist, if I've already got either Manifestation or Protocol, by having Prima Banshee, I'm going to end up, during my opponent's end phase, I'm going to end up with a set Protocol, a set Manifestation, 2 Hextias, one of which is pointing to a Multi-Faker and the other is pointing to a Silk.
Yeah.
And I just use 1 Hextia negate, I bounce the Manifestation to send the Hextia to the grave, and then get the search. It's just, and that's all because I can use a Prima Banshee. Because it adds from the graveyard, and if you don't have Faker in your hand, you've probably got Faker in your graveyard.
Yeah,
so,
you probably have it in grave for sure.
yeah, so I added that in because I wanted to make sure I had it. To 2 Link Rebo, 1 Artemis. The rest of this extra deck is like this. These are really all of the main things in the extra. Other than Access Code, this is the stuff I'm going into all of the time.
Search, Muse, Seek.
I thought about trying to take one of these other things out for a 3rd Link Rebo, and after this I probably will. But I'd been running this for a while, and it always seemed like with Extrav, I always have 1 Hextia left, and I always have 1 Link Rebo left or something. So
Stay tuned for my profile.
Hey, let's go, let's go.
So that's the Link ones, and then the rest of this is just kind of generic stuff. The 2 Nightmares. Zeroboros, I have never once summoned this. I have never once used this. I see Geist players talk about using it. Fuck it, let's throw it in.
For you? Yeah, just waiting for that day.
Hasn't really come up. Then I've got this fun little combo. IP Masquerena. This almost came up. This has almost come up a couple of times to link into this and then be able to link into this so it's not destroyable, but mostly it's just more cards to get banished off of Extrav, and then of course the Celine Access Code.
Let's
Standard.
have OTK combo.
Yeah, if you haven't used your Faker effect that turn, then you can probably get some good damage in.
Hell yeah. Here
The side deck, 3 Secret Village and the Terraforming.
That's the best Sky Striking answer ever.
It's really, I have found so many times, I originally started putting it in there because of Sky Strikers or because of Drytrons, but really, going second or going first in game 2 and 3, it is really useful to have because everyone's going to have lightnings, everyone's going to have twins, even against like an invoked player or something like that. If they get their spellcaster out there, if you can bounce it away or get their spellcaster off the board, it can still work.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is a big, between this and the main deck Imperial Order, I usually see one of those 5 at some point, so that's nice. Evenly, of course, evenly or Imperm plus Faker is nice.
Oh god, yes.
My spell trap removal, standard stuff. Because I don't like going against combo decks. Again, I said I don't like the doing any of the hand traps, but I have found, like, people always talk about, oh, Nibiru, it conflicts with Faker, because if you use Nibiru, you can't use Faker, or vice versa. It is so rare that I have both in my hands, and I won against a Dragon Maid, Dragon Link player purely because, game 2, game 3, because of Nibiru. So, it's the one hand trap that I really like with this, because the other ones, in trying to stop the players, you don't end up actually stopping much. In my experience, I don't anyway. This is the only one that's really high impact. It really works. The last 2 in this side deck were a complete meme play.
I like that card though.
Round 2 last Friday when I won. Round 2, if I would have been better with my column placement, I would have won the game specifically off of this, because I had these 2 set in my far 2 zones, and then I had like protocol or spoofing, whatever. he goes and does evenly matched, and he puts it in the center column. I don't know what made me not put one of these in the center column.
There's always a card in the center column.
If I would have done this, I would have just won it 2-0, but yeah.
Damn, the struggles.
I legitimately cited that card for Eli. For Eli, when it first came out, putting it, always setting it in the middle, because everyone just slaps it down and for a whole regional. It was great.
It's great for the back row. It's great for you put it in the link zone, takes out that link monster. It's a counter, so they've got to have Solemn Judgment. It feels so good to hit a Solemn Judgment with this card.
Hell yeah,
this card is neat.
Yeah, you feel like the meme champion.
I love it.
Today on our locals where I went 2 and 2, I swapped out those two for Dimensional Barrier. Actually came up pretty big, and then I swapped out the kaijus for this because in case people start going back to the wind stuff.
Yeah,
but
the cheesy stuff.
Yeah,
the wind
the broken lines really they only ever got cited in if I was like going second against like something with a link, or like I went against Subterror in the final and I saw him use a Solemn Judgment in game 2 or game 1, and I'm like, I'm gonna put him in just in case I happen to hit that Solemn Judgment, because unless I have a judgment of my own, there's no way I'm getting past it. So, but yeah, I feel like it performed pretty well. I feel like I just also like I had really good draws throughout the night. I don't feel like I really bricked very often. I was able to kaiju away a couple of Dragoons.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, so I feel like in this format I've been doing I haven't done worse than 6th place. I've been getting like 3rd and 2nd a lot. This is my first time winning a locals since Invoke Dogmatica with Dragoon back in July of last year. So
hey, but you're doing one of your favorite decks.
With one of my favorites, I will take it.
Alright man, any shouts you got, Eric? What you got?
Shout out to all of my friends here who decided to come support me at the comedy shows. Who decided to come
locals,
to that. I'm gonna try to guilt them into coming to some stuff in the next couple of weeks. But other than that, just thanks to all the haters who argue with me in Johnny's comments.
I love it, bro.
Just like, I get it. Every Yu-Gi-Oh player is smarter than me. It's fine.
It's okay.
But, it's fine.
Hey, I take those as compliments, bro. Like, thanks for taking the time out of your day to talk shit to me.
I don't care. Just keep liking his videos, keep saying subscribed, and comment on it and stuff like that. Whatever helps Johnny, you can be as rude as me as you want.
That's what I'm talking about. Eric's the plug. That's what I'm talking about. Hell yeah. Well, congratulations again, Eric,
Appreciate
and thank you for the deck profile, bro.
Of course.